I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. I want to show you some of Donald Trump's latest posts on his social media platform. They're just getting more desperate and more unhinged. And how could that even be? How could you possibly get lower than the lowest level that I could ever imagine? But here it is. And again, we can't cover our eyes and close our ears and just pretend that this doesn't exist. Okay, we need to call it out each and every day, and we need to share these videos and let family members, friends, colleagues, coworkers, neighbors, everybody know that this is a sick, deranged individual in Donald Trump who is anti-American, who is beyond damaging to our great democracy, and we need to call it out. Let's take a look at what he's writing. Here, Donald Trump writes, President Joe Biden and every living president except Donald Trump are direct descendants of slaveholders, Jimmy Carter, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and through his white mother's side, Barack Obama. Reuters. I hope that every African American in our country is reading this right now. Remember. And he puts remember in caps. I mean, how deranged can you be? How sick and disturbed can you be to post messages like this? This is horrendous stuff. Here is the next post by Donald Trump. Why did deranged Jack Smith and the DOJ FBI leak a tape to fake news CNN, phony spin and all? Will they be prosecuted for this illegal act? Pure scum! Exclamation point, referring to Jack Smith and the Department of Justice and FBI as pure scum. Again, lying and making up a conspiracy theory that Jack Smith and the DOJ and FBI leaked this audio to CNN. I mean, by the way, the most likely candidate for who would have leaked this is Donald Trump. Donald Trump and his lawyers just got the discovery from special counsel Jack Smith at the end of last week. There's really no reason why special counsel Jack Smith would even need to leak this. The transcript of what went down in July of 2021 when Trump showed classified records to essentially strangers at Bedminster who were ghostwriting the autobiography for Mark Meadows. That transcript is in special counsel Jack Smith's indictment. There's really no reason that he would need to spread the audio recording, and it's always projection with Donald Trump. So the moment he's accusing special counsel Jack Smith, the DOJ, and FBI of leaking it, pretty much tells you that it was Donald Trump or someone on his team that leaked it. By the way, the person who recorded this audio recording is Margot Martin, Donald Trump's aide. It was Donald Trump's person who recorded it, not surreptitiously. So it was Donald Trump's team that recorded this in the first place. And then ever since it played on CNN, Donald Trump and the right-wing talking point is, oh, this shows prosecutorial misconduct and the case should be dismissed now because this was leaked to CNN. It just goes to show you that's Donald Trump's modus operandi. That's his MO right there. Do something like that and then accuse the other side. It's Trump 101. So anyway, here's the next post. Oh, this is an ad on Trump's social media platform. It says, breaking news just released. Trump 2024 gold-plated coin. Liberals are, who knows what it is. Liberals are angry about the coin. No one's angry about this gold coin. It is just freaking weird. It's weird behavior. It's not a real coin. I'm sure it's probably not even real gold. And it's gold plated, whatever that even means. And selling fake currency to people. I mean, it is such weird, malignant, narcissistic, sociopathic, weird behavior. Okay. I don't see President Biden posting, here are a gold-plated coin of my face. Or I don't see President Biden posting, this prosecutor is annoying me. Like, President Biden's talking about jobs. President Biden is talking about the economy. President Biden's talking about infrastructure. He's talking about seniors and vets and student loans and prescription drug prices and healthcare, and he's talking about Medicare, he's talking about education, he's talking about Social Security. President Biden's talking about normal things to protect the American people. And Donald Trump's on the weird social media platform making gold coins of his face. Like, what are we talking about here, people? Here's the next post. Donald Trump goes, "This case is about the Presidential Records Act, affirmed by the Clinton Sox case. Has nothing to do with the made-up tale of the Espionage Act of 1917, which has never been used." How do you fit so many lies into such a short statement? Okay, the Espionage Act has been used many, many times. It was used last week or 2 weeks ago. Someone was sentenced to close to, I think, 10 years in prison for violation of the Espionage Act. It's a law. It's a law that's used. It's a law that's enforced. Okay, the next one. This case is about the Presidential Records Act. Okay, even if you want to say the Presidential Records Act, the Presidential Records Act says the exact opposite of what Donald Trump claims it says. The Presidential Records Act doesn't say that, oh, if you are a president, you can steal classified records and just say they're your personal records. It's the exact opposite. That's why you have a Presidential Records Act post-Nixon, because Nixon was committing crimes with records. So it's a way of saying you don't own these records. They don't belong to you.
¿Estás disfrutando de mi podcast? Thanks to Babbel, I know what that means. Do you? 1 in 5 Americans have learn a new language on their bucket list. Now, if that's you, check it off the list this summer with Babbel. Because with Babbel, you start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. That's right. This summer, you can start speaking a new language with Babbel. Now, why Babbel? Because it works. Instead of paying hundreds of dollars for a private tutor or fooling yourself with language apps that are a little more than just games, Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are designed by over 150 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel is designed by real people for real conversations. All of Babbel's tips and tools for learning a new language are approachable, accessible, rooted in real-life situations, and delivered with conversation-based teaching. Babbel's courses are super convenient. They've helped me learn real-life conversation skills on my schedule. Now I'm going on vacation later this year, and I definitely feel more confident in my Spanish-speaking abilities for the most everyday and important tasks, like ordering food or asking for directions, you name it. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology, this helps you improve your pronunciation and accent, an absolute game changer. Studies from Yale, Michigan State University, and others continue to prove that Babbel is better. For instance, one study shows that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college. With over 10 million subscriptions sold, Babbel is real language learning for real conversations. Now, here's a special limited time deal for our listeners to get you started right now. Get 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/Meidas. Get 55% off at babbel.com/Meidas, spelled BABBEL.com/Meidas. Rules and restrictions may apply.
And then when Trump says affirmed by the Clinton Sox case, okay, I've said this over and over and over again, but let me just repeat it here. The first thing is this case that they call the Clinton Sox case is a district court decision. A district court decision, the lower level federal court, it's not precedent anyway. It's not precedent. Could a district court decision be persuasive authority within the district and possibly a related district, maybe in the same state? Maybe. But district court decisions aren't precedent. Circuit court decisions and Supreme Court decisions are precedents. Let's just start with Law 101. Okay. 2. Let's talk about what the Clinton Sox case is about. Okay. This case is about Tom Fitton, who's not a lawyer, sued the National Archives and lost in federal court in 2012. A federal district court judge named Judge Amy Berman Jackson ruled that Tom Fitton, just some random dude who's not a lawyer, did not have jurisdiction to file a lawsuit in 2011 or 2012 against the National Archives for an injunction to compel the National Archives to compel former President Bill Clinton, not George W. Bush, not Obama, former President Bill Clinton, to try to compel him to turn over his personal notes regarding his personal autobiography, which the MAGA Republicans claim, or at that time the Tea Party Republicans, whatever they were calling themselves, which they claim that these notes Bill Clinton kept in a sock drawer. That's why they call it the socks case. But the court said, we don't have jurisdiction to hear this stupid case. Like, you're a private citizen suing the National Archives in 2012 about something about Bill Clinton in 1999. Like, get the heck out of my courtroom, number one. Number two, these are personal notes for Bill Clinton's personal autobiography. Bill Clinton wasn't stealing classified records. He wasn't stealing top secret or sensitive compartmented information or things that needed to be reviewed in a sensitive compartmented information facility or a SCIF. So if anything, the so-called Clinton Socks case would be persuasive authority directly contradicting Donald Trump's point. If Donald Trump had personal notes that he wrote for an autobiography, he could claim those are personal records. Let the National Archives know those are personal. But you can't steal classified records, okay? Just want to be very clear on what these cases are. Facts matter. Here, again, where facts matter, Donald Trump lies. He's also a racist person. Donald Trump goes, a big win against Letitia Peekaboo James, the Trump-hating Attorney General of New York State today. The appellate division of the New York State Supreme Court of Manhattan terminated a large portion of the case. In conjunction with the DOJ and others, this hoax is all about election interference pertaining to the 2024 presidential election. This is a case that never should have been brought. Thank you to the appellate division. Trump's referring to a decision by the First Appellate Division in New York. The First Appellate Division rejected Donald Trump's argument that the Attorney General statute being used to sue him in the civil lawsuit was not constitutional or not a valid law. The Appellate Division found it was valid, number one, and New York Attorney General Letitia James can file a lawsuit under it. She rejected Trump's argument that the law was unconstitutional. That's what the First Appellate Division rejected that. Trump's next argument was that a 3-year statute of limitation should apply. New York Attorney General Letitia James argued a 6-year statute of limitation should apply, plus a tolling period for COVID, extending the statute of limitations even longer. And here, the First Appellate Division said, Trump, you're wrong. It is a 6-year statute of limitation. So the claims can reach back to, I think it was February 16th or some very close to that, but in February of 2016. What the First Appellate Division also said, though, is because Ivanka Trump, who argued she's not responsible or she hadn't worked at the Trump Organization after the date of the statute of limitations, February of 2016, the Appellate Division said the case against Ivanka is dismissed, but the case against Trump, Trump's adult children, the Trump Organization, and others, that case remains. And the court also said, though, that the claims would have to be for entities and conduct from February of 2016 and after. So the gravamen, the thrust of the court's opinion is, Donald Trump, you are going to trial. You're not going to avoid the trial brought by New York Attorney General in the civil case brought by New York Attorney General Letitia James. It's not like a celebratory thing for Donald Trump. If anything, Ivanka Trump, she got a W. She got the win on that. But Donald Trump didn't. The Trump Organization didn't. It may impact 2 or 3 transactions regarding the Trump Organization that's outside the statute of limitations, but most of the claims remain. It's a win for New York Attorney General Letitia James, by and large. So there you have it, folks. We just have to debunk this. We have to talk just objectively. Here are the facts. Like, look, if Ivanka won, we'll call it out. The statute of limitations, 2016, and other claims are time barred. That's it. That's the fact. We could talk about that. We could have adult conversations. That's what the facts are. If this so-called Clinton Sox case was a circuit court decision or Supreme Court precedent, we could say that, but it isn't. It's a district court decision that says the exact opposite of what Donald Trump claims it says, and it's not even persuasive authority for anything, and if it was, it's authority against Donald Trump. Those are just the facts. We stick to the facts here at the MeidasTouch Network, right? It's simple. Facts matter, evidence matters, and that's what we're about here. We appreciate you. I'm Ben Meiselas. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers. Thanks to your support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Wherever you get audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast. Hit subscribe right now. And thanks for watching this video. Talk to you soon.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.